Hello dear students, myself Dr. Sachin Gurule, Assistant Professor from Department of Zoology, KTHM College, Nasik. In the previous video of subject environmental awareness, we have completed with the first chapter, that is the environmental studies, a multidisciplinary study. And in this lecture, we are going to start with the second chapter of your syllabus, that is natural resources or environmental resources. Okay, and the learning objectives of this chapter, that is after successful completion of this chapter, you will able to learn the definition of the resources, renewable and non-renewable resources, problems associated with the resources. Then you can able to understand the natural resources such as the forest resources, water resources, mineral resources, food resources, energy resources, land and associated case studies. Okay, so after completion of this chapter you can able to understand the role of individual in conservation of resources and equitable use and sustainable lifestyle. So these are the learning objective for this chapter second, that is natural resources. Now in this lecture we are going to cover the topics, that is what is mean by the natural resources, then what is mean by renewable and non-renewable resources. And in this chapter we are going to learn a few examples of resources, and one of the example is forest resources. We are going to start and we are going to discuss the use of forest as a natural resources. Okay, so let's start with the topic. So first of all, the what is mean by a resource. So life on this planet earth depends on a variety of goods and services, and these goods and services are provided by our nature, which are collectively known as the natural resources. Means whatever things which are required for a living existence of an organism that we are getting from the nature, all these things we can refer it as a resources. For example, the water, air, soil, minerals, coal, forest, crop, wildlife, all these are the example of the natural resources. So any stock or reserve that can be drawn from the nature is simply referred as the natural resources. And these natural resources that we are getting from the nature itself can be broadly categorized into the two types, that is renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So let's see one by one. First of all, the renewable resources. Now renewable resources are those which are inexhaustive and can be regenerated within a given span of a time. For example, the forest, wildlife, wind energy, biomass energy, tidal energy, hydropower, etc. These are the examples of renewable energy resources. Solar energy is also a renewable form of the energy, as it is an inexhaustible source of the energy. So this is about the renewable resources. Let's see what exactly the non-renewable resources are. So the non-renewable resources which cannot be regenerated are referred as the non-renewable resources. It includes the example like fossil fuels like coal, then petroleum, minerals, etc. Once these resources are get exhausted, their reversal or their reserve, they are in a occur in a definite amount, and once they are get vanished, they cannot be again regenerated. So thus such a kind of the resources are referred as the non-renewable resources. Now even our non-renewable resources can become a even the, our renewable resources can become a non-renewable one if we exploit them in a such an extent that the rate of consumption is exceed their rate of regeneration. For example, if a species is exploited so much that its population size is declined, below the threshold level, then it is not able to sustain itself, and gradually these species becomes endangered or extinct. At that time, we can say such a kind of the species are the non-renewable resources. So it is very important to protect and conserve our natural resources and use of them in a judicious manner so that we do not exhaust them. It does not mean that we should stop using most of our natural resources. Rather, we should use these resources in such a way that we always save enough of them for our future generation. And such a kind of the use is referred as the sustainable use of resources. In this unit, we are going to learn the few examples of the resources. Okay, so these resources are the major resources, or referred as the major natural resources are the forest resources, water resources, mineral resources, food resources, energy resources, and the land resources. So these are the major natural resources that we are having and we are dependent on for our life. So in this lecture, we are going to start with the first resource, that is the forest resource. Now the forest resource is one of the most important natural resource present on the planet Earth. Covering the earth like a green blanket, these forests not only produces a innumerable material of and the goods, but also provide a several environmental services which are essential for the life. About one third of world's land area is forested, which includes closed as well as open kind of the forest. The former USSR means Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic. It accounts for about fifth of the world forest, Brazil for about the seventh, and Canada and USA each for 6 and 7% each. So, but it is a matter of concern that almost everywhere the cover of natural forest has declined over the years. The greatest loss have occurred in a tropical Asia, where one third of our resources has already been destroyed, particularly into the tropical Asian countries. However, the latest reports reveals that maximum loss of the forest cover is currently take place in the country known as the Brazil. So we are facing a serious problem of depletion of the forest resources on our planet Earth. So let's see first of all what exactly the importance or the uses of forest. Now forest has enormous potential for a human welfare, wildlife and the environment, and that's why the forests are most important resources that we are having from the on the planet Earth. Forests are of immense value to us. They are not only useful for the industry, but also for a rural economic growth also. They offer a huge potential of reducing poverty while also conserving their valuable key resources. This figure is compares the value of trees in terms of economic products and the environmental services. So the uses of the forest can be categorized into the two terminology, that is commercial use, that is the product which are we are getting for use for a commercial purposes, and second uses are categorized into the environmental uses, or one can say they are also referred as the ecological services that we are getting from the forest as a natural resources. So these are the few commercial uses, that is timber, plywood, fruit and the condiments, spices, beverages, fodder, rubber, gum, fiber, then few drugs and medicine as well as minerals. All these are the things which we are getting from the forest. They are comes under the commercial uses. while the environmental uses comprises of it responsible for regulating the hydrological cycle, which is commonly known as the water cycle. It is also responsible for production of oxygen so that it can able to sustain the concentration of the oxygen at a definite level in our air so that all the living organism can breathe easily. Then the forests have the enormous capacity to absorb the pollutants, and they are responsible for cleaning the air, and that's why many times the forest resources they are act as a sink for a carbon dioxide, and as they are responsible for reducing the carbon dioxide, ultimately it is reduces or helps to control the major burning issue of the environment, that is global warming. Then most importantly, these forest resources are the habitat of wildlife where the different animals and the plant species they harbor, and most importantly, directly or indirectly, the forest has a great role in the conservation of the soil. So these are the few uses of the forest can be categorized as the commercial uses and the environmental uses. So let's see in detail. As we have already discussed that uses are broadly categorized into the commercial uses and the ecological uses. So let's see first of all the commercial uses. The forests provide us a large number of commercial goods which include the timber, firewood, pulpwood, food items, gum, resins, non-edible oils, rubber, fiber, lac, bamboo canes, fodder, medicine, drugs, and many more items. So all these are comes under the commercial uses. So half of the timber cut each year is used as a fuel for heating and the cooking purpose by the human being. One third of the wood harvest is used for a building material as a lumber, plywood, production of the hardwood, then practical board, um, chopboard. One sixth of the wood harvest is converted into the pulp, and that pulp is very important for production of the paper industry. The many forest lands are useful for the mining as well as agriculture, grazing, and recreation for the development of the some project, for example dams. So all these are the things by which we are over exploiting the resources that we are getting from the forest. So this is about the commercial resources. Then most important resources again which are uses that are categorized as the ecological resources. While typical tree produces a commercial good worth of about 30,000 rupees, it provides a environmental services worth nearly 1 lakh rupees. So obviously the value of the plant for the ecological services is great ahead than that of the commercial use, because from a single plant we can able to earn about 30,000 rupees by a commercial services, but by the ecological services that are provided by these plants or the forest that are ahead of these commercial uses, and it can has the potential to provide as much as the services which cost about a 1 to 10 lakh rupees. The ecological services which are provided by our forest may be as follows. So first one, important ecological services which provided by the forest, that is the production of the oxygen. As we know that the trees produces oxygen by the process known as the photosynthesis, which is so vital for the life on this planet Earth, because each and every living organism is depends on a definite amount of the oxygen for the purpose of breathing, and that oxygen is coming from the forest only, and that's why this is the first very important or so called as vital services which are provided by the forest resources. So they are rightly called as the earth's lung, because they are responsible for the bring about the respiration on of the animals and the plants which are living on the planet Earth. So this is the first ecological services. Then second ecological use or service which is provided by the forest as a natural resources, that is the reducing the global warming. The main greenhouse gas is known as the carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is continuously absorbed by the forest plant as a raw material for the process so called as the photosynthesis. So it has a dual use. On one hand, whatever atmospheric carbon dioxide is there, that carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plants belongs to that forest and is converted into the oxygen, means thereby it is responsible for declining the concentration of the carbon dioxide, and it also helps to increase the concentration of the oxygen in our air. That's why, so this one is one of the most important and the precious ecological services that we are getting from the forest as a natural resources. Thus, forest canopy act as a sink for the carbon dioxide, thereby reducing the problem of global warming which is caused by the greenhouse gas known as carbon dioxide. So this is the second ecological services. Then third one is the forest ecosystem or the forest as a natural resources. They are providing the wildlife habitat. The forests are the homes of millions of the wild plant as well as the animal species, and about 7 million species are found in the tropical forest alone than that of the other areas, and for that purpose these forest resources are extremely important, and these are serve as a very important wildlife habitat for the animals as well as the plant species. So this is another the ecological services. Then another ecological services provided by the forest is the regulation of hydrological cycle, or it is also referred as a water cycle. The forested watershed act as a giant sponges which is absorbing the rainfall, slowing down the runoff and slowly releasing the water to recharge the spring. And that's why the forest plays important role in a regulation of the hydrological cycle. About 50 to 80% of the moisture into the air above the tropical forest came from their transpiration only. So this help in bringing the rain, and thus the forest influences the local as well as regional climatic condition, thereby affecting the rainfall. So hence the forest has a great role in a regulation of such a hydrological cycle. Then another ecological services which is provided by the forest is the soil conservation. The forest is responsible for binding the soil particle tightly in their roots, and which is responsible for preventing the soil erosion process. And in that sense, again that plant belongs to that forest has a great role in a conservation of the soil. So they also act as the windbreak which is responsible for removing the upper fertile layer of the soil. So in that way, it is concerned with the soil conservation. Then this forest they are also act as the pollution moderators, as the forest can has a potential to absorb a many toxic gases and can help in keeping the air at a purest stage. So they have also been reported to absorb the noise and thus helps in preventing the air and the noise pollution. And the last services which is we are getting from the forest is the driving the energy flow and nutrient cycle among the various animals and the plant. So there is huge biomass which is coming from the forest and enormous biological and biochemical diversity. It is supporting the energy flow as well as nutrient cycling, and thus the nutrients which are trapped in a one of the tropical stage is transferred into the upper tropical stage and driving the energy flow in the subsiding tropical level. So this is again one of the important use of the forest by the ecological sense. So this is about the different uses of the forest as the natural resources. Then question arises, are we over exploiting the forest? The answer is yes, we are too much exploiting the forest. So forests have been known to possesses a huge potential for the human use, and they have been exploited since early time for their vast potential. The exploitation of the forest has taken place to meet the human demand in the different ways. These ways are, the first one is due to the wood cutting and large scale logging for the raw material like a timber, pulp, wood and fuel wood, etc. We are destroying the much of the forest habitat just for getting the goods in the form of that wood. Then second one is deforestation, which is caused due to the construction of the roads. So in many areas, human being has constructed a road which passes from the forest belt, which is responsible for cutting down the forest and responsible for causing a deforestation. That is also responsible for exploitation of the forest at that particular area. Then third one is clearing of the forest to create a more and more agricultural land to meet the food demand of the growing population. As we know that the population of the human being on that planet Earth is increasing day by day. As a result, there is a extra pressure on the food resources which is required to sustain the life of that human being. And for that purpose, there is an additional burden on the agricultural sector. And for increasing the agricultural productivity, in many areas, the forest land is converted into the agricultural land which is responsible for clearing the forest zone. That's why the exploitation of the forest is occur for the purpose of the agriculture. Then encroachment of the forest leading to the destruction of about 1.36 million hectares of the forest which is occur already, and that is figure belongs to the 2002 and this is the 2020. So we can just think how much forest we have already destructed. Now about 78% of the forest area is under the heavy grazing. Heavy grazing in the sense whatever domesticated animals of the human being are, these animals they are sent to the forest land for the purpose of the grazing. And this heavy grazing which is responsible for causing a extra exhaustion of the plant resources available into the forest, which is actually are required to sustain the life of the wild animal, but due to the domestic animals they are grazing in that area which is responsible for causing a buried land, and the green cover is get removed which is further responsible for causing another problem known as the soil erosion. Then another thing is the mining activity. For getting the different kinds of the things, particularly the minerals, the mining is majorly done into the regions of the forest. And for the purpose of mining or the mining activity, it leads to the clearing of the much amount of the forest, and which is one of the again reason for the exploitation of the forest. And another problem is the big hydropower project result in large scale destruction of the forest. As the demand of the population is growing, there is an increasing demand of the electricity. And to cope up with this increasing demand of the electricity, the human being is developing a big hydro project for the providing the electricity, and for that purpose again the forest land is converted into used for set up that such a kind of the big hydro projects are the conservation of the water. There is a construction of the big dam, and when such a dams are created, the lowland area of that dam is suffer at a high risk, and that's why there is a exploitation of the forest at that particular area. So in this way, the all the anthropological activities of the human being, they are responsible for causing a much exploitation of the forest as one of the our natural resources. So this is about the introduction of the forest resources, then the uses of the forest resources and the exploitation of the forest resources. So remaining topics belongs to that forest resources we will see into the next lecture. Thank you. Thank you very much.